curious. Cody was just in here. I mean, not the exact same path you took, but kind of coming here maybe when people doubted that he could play at this level. Have you talked to him about that at all since he got to campus?
Yeah, I have a little bit, and it's been really cool kind of to hear his journey and what inspired him to kind of make this jump to the SEC from Truman. And it's been really cool. You know, he's as hard of a worker as I've seen, and he's a great, great addition to our team. He's done a really, I don't want to say a good job, but he's kind of drawn from my experiences to say. He's asked me questions, different things kind of about that experience and how he can learn from them. And so it's been really cool to have those conversations with him.
The view from the outside is, man, Truman State to Missouri is such a huge leap. Obviously, there's doubt. When somebody comes into the locker room in that situation, what's the reaction inside the locker room? Do players even pay attention to anything like that?
Hey, if you can run the rock, you can play for us. You know what I mean? Like, if you can get yards, then you can get yards. It doesn't matter where you came from. And, I think that's the view of our team. That's the view of our coaching staff. And whoever can help us on the field is going to help us.
Barrett, you've obviously been here since Brady first got here. Mm-hmm. What have you seen him kind of grow up in any way since he first got here to now?
I think it was kind of what he was talking about, just kind of like dreams into reality. I think at first, whenever he got here, it was kind of still like he was in this dream that he had always thought of, and that's probably the case. But I've kind of seen him take that role of, okay, this is reality, this is my turn now, and I've kind of seen that in his personality and the way he's acted, taking more of leadership roles, just initiative to get things the way that they need to be done, not just like I'm just glad to be here, like that was a fun rep, you know what I mean? But I've just kind of seen that maturity from that standpoint.
You've caught passes from a whole bunch of quarterbacks.
I have.
Anything unique about just the way the ball comes out of his hand or anything that his delivery?
Throws a pretty ball. I mean, he's got great arm strength, great touch, can put the ball where he needs to put it. And so, everything that you want in a good quarterback, it's nothing. The ball only spirals, so much. So he throws a good ball, though.
Barrett, talk about what you've seen so far in the last couple weeks from your fellow receiver room. A lot of young guys coming in, a lot of talent, maybe the most since you've been here. So talk about what you've seen from those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a really talented room. The biggest thing for us right now is just consistency and working hard to get the details right. I know that's something Coach Peeler has challenged us to do, and it's something that we're striving to get better and better at as we get closer and closer to the season. I think we're, 16, 17 days out now. So, we're just trying to get better every single day and help this team out in the best way we can.
When Tyler Stevens was in here, he said this is a team that, has a lot, nothing to lose but a lot to prove, I think. And Cody's talking about being a kid coming from Truman State. Is that kind of a thing this team has adopted, like chip on your shoulder at all?
I think it's easy to kind of take that chip on your shoulder when you see some of the things out there like about us. No one really thinks that we can amount to anything. So, we'll take that for what it is. And, we know what we are in the locker room and the coaches we have and the brotherhood we have in there. And, we're going to go out and we're going to play hard and we're going to play for this state.
When you have a receiver with a lot of guys who could probably play, do you worry about keeping everyone happy, or is that tone kind of set now this time of year?
It's something that is obviously addressed because there is a lot of guys that are going to play and there's going to be guys that are going to get touches, and everyone has their personal feelings and attitudes, but I think that's the part about whenever you want to truly become a team and not just a group of individuals is you set aside those personal goals. I said this in Atlanta, I would love to catch 150 balls this year. That'd be great. But if that's not the best thing for this team, then it's not what needs to happen. You know what I mean? So I think that's what us as receivers, every single one of us has our own personal aspirations, personal goals, but we got to put the team's mission and goal first, and that's how we're going to accomplish, and we got to trust the coaching staff to do that for us.
Tyler talked a lot about just kind of the positive atmosphere around this team this fall, and how much fun everybody seems to be having on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you've been here for so long. What has been the difference kind of this fall camp, maybe compared to past, to cause that?
I think a lot of intentionality. I think there was some stuff after last year that we kind of noticed with our locker room that we needed to get rid of, and there was a lot of negativity and things that just made our building not what it needed to be successful. And so I think we addressed those this off season. We're very intentional about ways to build our brotherhood, build our team, build our locker room in the way that everyone's got each other's back, and not just in a way where it's like a whole lovey-dovey thing, but it's where like if you screw up, I can tell you something out of love and you're going to respect what I say and get it fixed. And same goes for me, and that's top down. If a freshman tells me I need to fix something, I need to listen to him. And I think that's a really big thing that we've addressed and gotten taken care of.
You tend to hear more about, locker room when maybe a team didn't win or isn't winning as much as they want to. Does winning make a good locker room, or does a good locker room cause winning?
Winning fixes everything. Isn't that the saying? I think whenever you lose, a lot of things are magnified, and it's really easy to overreact in one way or the other. But I think whenever you look at it from we went from last August all the way through December. Whenever you look at it from a 6-month standpoint, you're really able to kind of figure out things that went wrong. And, we've done 8 months of this stuff, and we're not even in the fire yet, you know what I mean? So all this stuff that we're doing right now is in preparation, and we got to, stay together and not let it break us no matter what we go through this year.
Can you touch on anything you feel like you guys have done differently besides just talk about getting along and having a good
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, one thing we did this winter was a thing called the program. We had some guys with ex-military backgrounds come in, and kind of the thing is the military has pretty much figured out the best way to run a team. You know what I mean? And they taught us a whole lot about accountability, following chain of command, things of that nature, and helping each other out. And when I say helping each other, not stooping down to a lower level, but bringing others up to the standard that we want. And so that was one thing specifically that we did, and I think it was very good for us. We got in a pool, and there were some guys who, didn't really want to be in that pool and weren't too fond of swimming, but those of us that were able to, it was our job to help them out, and it was really good for us, and I think it helped us out a lot.
Been around a while, I'm sure you've seen a lot of players that come through and say they've got that chip on their shoulder, and that's it's kind of like a bit of a cliche, when through the season teams play with a chip on their shoulder. Is there a point where that can become too much in a team, in a locker room, where if you're taking that mentality in the game, is there a point where you would like to see a little less of that?
I don't think you ever want to get to where the chip on your shoulder, where it's like, we're turning against our own fans or anything like that. Like, you never want it to be like, oh, everyone's against us, even our fan. Like, I don't think that's ever what your goal is with a chip on your shoulder. But I do think having that edge about you and saying, you know what, no one thinks we can do it. I mean, there's got to be some competitor in you. There's got to be some dog in you to be like, okay, we can go do what people can't say we can't. Or I didn't word that right, but you get what I'm putting down.